it is a momentous occasion for Digimon Beat Break, our first genuine two-parter. Did I intend to cover them both in one video? No, not really. Just kind of worked out that way. Side note, if anyone watched the Gundam G-Quex review from last week and thought, wow, the way he's kind of talking in context, this sounds like something he did like 4 months ago. Yes. Anyways, so Digimon Beat Break episodes 5 and 6. These two episodes had something very important in it that I was really curious to see how we would handle in this show, and that is the world building. So for the first 4 episodes of this show, we did a pretty good but standard job of giving us a introduction into this world. It is very clearly meant to be a modern sci-fi, kind of like not dystopian, but the dystopian stuff is starting to creep in as the technology controlled by our puppet masters is encroaching more and more in people's lives and defining more and more of daily life. All very standard, all very common. And what these episodes did was it showed us the opposite sides of things, which is Tomura and Gekkomon found a village where nobody has e-pulses. No one has, what do they call, the Sapatamas, I think. It's kind of this own village living on its own, just having fun, enjoying the people's lives, and that's actually really important world building. You see, something that is kind of missing in a lot of world building, rather it be in sci-fi shows, fantasy shows, or just kind of anything right now, is whatever the sort of like dystopian element of it is, rather it's technology or evil magic or anything like that, it's basically all people talk about. It is controlling every facet of people's lives, and no one really has any identity besides how they relate to that thing. And to be honest, I think that is actually really bad. It doesn't make worlds interesting. It doesn't give characters personalities. It doesn't make anything unique. Everyone in that style of world building just exists to reiterate whatever the point of the story is. And again, I understand why that works for some people, but I want to know what's actually happening in the lives of people. I want to see everyone just enjoying an afternoon at the town market. I want to see that there are people who don't really care about their technological overlords. I want to see just people hanging out. I want to see people living their lives, because for me, that's what makes a world feel real. This is going to be like a 50-episode show. We will have plenty of time to talk about how cell phones are ruining all our lives. Let's take a little time and let's meet some people. Let's see why they're fun. Let's see why they're interesting. And let's see why they deserve protecting. Which, of course, is what leads us into the big thing of these 2 episodes, which is Tomura and Gekkomon running into Pandamon, everyone's favorite bear-type Digimon. That's right, fuck you, Manzemon fans. Pandamon is where it's at. Why? He's an angry martial arts panda. What other fucking reason do I have for liking Pandamon, damn it? But no, I really thought this was a really fun way to use a Digimon that's been around for a while. The concept of a martial arts panda, yeah, even if you take Kung Fu Panda out of it, the idea of taking an animal associated with goofiness and laziness and making it into a badass is a very time-honored trope, and I think Pandamon fits this whole scenario very well. What they're trying to convey here is that Pandamon at his core is a tough guy. He believes in defending his home and the people in it, and he'll go to whatever lengths he needs to, which we see very well executed in here. But I think by making him such just a goofily friendly image, it also makes it understandable how people are then able to relate to him and like having him around and like having him as their protector. And I sort of like the idea that they've all just kind of accepted it. You sort of get the impression everyone knows this is weird, but it's like, well, he's a big fluffy panda and he protects us from bad guys. Using a design like this is very smart in this sense. I love Digimon like Kaputerimon, just like the bizarre, monstrous things that you can't really relate to, but when someone like Izzy gets a chance to get to know him, they become best friends. But I think for a scenario like this, going with A, mammal-type Digimon, and B, one who people could look at and think that's kind of cute and cuddly, I think really sort of feels just right for this whole scenario. But yeah, so Pandamon is defending this village from basically you have these people who want to take it and develop it and turn it into a big resort. They have their own big Digimon destroying everything in sight. And so the big goal becomes Tomoro and Gekomon working with him to try and defend this village and keep the people safe. I also think it's very interesting to think about how Tomoro reacts to meeting a bunch of people who don't have E-Pulse. The idea that everyone in this village is like him, or not like him because he has it, but like they reject it or don't care about it or just don't want it, yet they are living fine. So to see that in people, I think is very interesting when you see his reaction to that. But the big thing about these two episodes is Gekomon's character development. So far, Gekomon has been goofy, he's been silly, he's been self-centered, but you see how he cares about Tomoro. Him getting some actual good character development as he learns from Pandamon what it means to want to actually protect people, to share with people, to work with people. That scenario of him just imagining having to give up all his food, I thought was actually pretty funny. But yeah, and then we see it come to fruition in this episode when Gekomon is willing to sacrifice himself to save Pandamon. And I thought that was a really strong scene. But yeah, so the big thing ends up being in the last episode is they take down that Digimon only for the boss's Digimon. That's right. Screw all your pussy ass, just like little Pokemon firing energy beams. Digimon shoot guns. As soon as that came up, I'm just like, oh god. And I know that this dude was in Cross Hunters, but like, there's just something about that image when you first see it that's just fucking hilarious. And so the episode ends with our heroes wondering what to do. And the next episode, naturally, our other two main characters show up to collect the bounty on this guy. And we get I really like how much time was dedicated to Pandamon deciding what to do, to seeing his relationship with his, like, Dawn boss, adopted father character. I don't know what the right thing you want to call this guy is, but I thought that felt really wholesome. And yeah, it's kind of what you expect, but I don't know, just something about it was just very likable. The idea that this guy is willing to sacrifice his own mental energy, or I guess everyone generates E-Pulse, but not everyone has the chip to use it or whatever. But seeing just the relationship between the two, I thought was really strong. Pandamon leaving, you kind of actually did feel it. And so, of course, naturally, they then get into a big fight with the main bad guy. I really like this fight. I like how you get a real genuine sense in the difference in power between this guy being an ultimate level Digimon and our heroes being two rookies and a champion. I feel like sometimes Cough Cough Adventure 2020, Digimon's like power scaling system gets kind of lost and forgotten. And I'm sure at some point it will be thrown out the window here too. I mean, Gekomon can deal with champions pretty well already, but I just like the idea of showing that they are way out of their league with this guy. And the main reason they're just able to survive is because of Pandamon's trick. Side note, I really like that. Oh, and in the background, you have the fourth guy who kind of like investigated from the background to take the mob guys down. I like that. That was good. Gave him something to do. And of course, naturally, the episode ends with Pandamon charging up all his E-Pulse to defeat the bad guy. I had a moment where I thought maybe they will genuinely get rid of him. Because, you know, he's got to continue to only live like half nourished since he's just only eating like half of how much E-Pulse he's supposed to. But of course, naturally, Gekomon saved him in a moment that, yeah, how can you not fucking enjoy that? And the episode ends with our heroes going off, saying they will see Pandamon again, and I kind of doubt they will anytime soon. But yeah, all in all, I like this two-parter. I like what it's doing for the world. I like what it's doing for the characters. All in all, I really like what Digimon Beat Break is doing. But in the comments section below, give me your thoughts on these two episodes. Do you like world building that's more just based around showing people be people, or do you like it when things are kept more focused? I do understand why people like that a lot. But tell me that below. And as always, click to like, click subscribe, and join me for more Digimon.